The year is 1590. A ship cuts through the churning Atlantic, destination Roanoke Island. On board, not a soul. The vessel is a ghost ship, its hold filled with supplies but its decks empty. This is the unsettling prologue to one of history's most baffling mysteries. The disappearance of the Roanoke Colony. What became of the men, women and children who vanished from this island? The answer, lost to time, remains a chilling enigma. The tale of Roanoke is a story of adventure, hope, and ultimately, inexplicable tragedy. It's a stark reminder of the unforgiving wilderness that was the New World. Join me as we delve into the heart of this enduring mystery, exploring the facts, the theories, and the lingering questions that continue to fascinate and haunt us centuries later. The Roanoke Colony, established in 1587, was an ambitious attempt by England to establish a permanent foothold in the New World. This venture was not just a quest for land, but a bold statement of England's intent to expand its influence and power across the Atlantic. Sir Walter Raleigh, a bold explorer, spearheaded the endeavor. His vision was not merely of a settlement, but of a thriving community that would reflect the glory and ambition of the English crown. He envisioned a thriving English settlement, a beacon of civilization on the shores of this unexplored land. Raleigh's dream was to create a new society that would flourish and grow, bringing English culture and values to the New World. Over 100 men, women and children embarked on a perilous journey across the vast Atlantic, their hearts filled with a mix of hope and trepidation. The journey was long and arduous, testing their resolve and spirit at every turn. They landed on Roanoke Island, a sliver of land buffeted by the winds and waves off the coast of what is now North Carolina. This remote and rugged location was to be their new home, a place where they would build their future. The island, while beautiful, was a far cry from the idyllic paradise they might have imagined. The reality of their new environment quickly set in, with its harsh conditions and untamed wilderness. Dense forests, teeming with unknown creatures, pressed in from all sides. The settlers had to navigate this challenging terrain, learning to coexist with the natural world around them. The native Algonquin tribes, while initially welcoming, viewed the arrival of these newcomers with a mixture of curiosity and apprehension. The interactions between the settlers and the native tribes were complex, marked by moments of cooperation and tension. Despite the challenges, the colonists persevered, their dreams of a new life fueling their determination. They worked tirelessly to build their settlement, driven by the hope of creating a prosperous community in this new and uncharted world. Life on Roanoke was a constant struggle for survival. The settlers, who had embarked on this journey with dreams of prosperity and new beginnings, found themselves in a harsh and unforgiving environment. The colonists, ill-prepared for the harsh realities of the New World, faced a relentless barrage of challenges. Their dreams of a thriving settlement were quickly overshadowed by the daily fight to stay alive. They encountered numerous obstacles, from the unpredictable weather to the unfamiliar terrain. Every day brought new hardships, testing their resolve and resilience. Food was scarce, forcing them to rely on the meager rations they had brought with them. The settlers had to make do with what little they had, often going hungry. They turned to the unpredictable bounty of the land, foraging and hunting in hopes of supplementing their dwindling supplies. Yet, the land was not always generous. The relationship with the native Algonquin tribes, initially cordial, began to sour. What started as mutual curiosity and tentative cooperation soon turned into suspicion and hostility. Misunderstandings and mistrust led to skirmishes and escalating tensions. The settlers found themselves in a precarious position, caught between survival and conflict. Fear and paranoia cast a long shadow over the settlement. The once hopeful community was now gripped by anxiety and uncertainty. Adding to their woes, the vast Atlantic Ocean, their lifeline to England, became a barrier rather than a bridge. The settlers felt increasingly isolated from the world they had left behind. Storms and rough seas delayed the arrival of much-needed supplies and reinforcements. Each passing day without news or aid deepened their despair. Isolation and desperation began to gnaw at the edges of their hope. The settlers, once filled with dreams of a new life, now faced the grim reality of their situation. Little did they know, a far greater darkness was about to descend, one that would forever shroud their fate in mystery. The ominous clouds gathering over Roanoke were a harbinger of the unknown. The settlement, once bustling with activity, would soon be abandoned. The mysterious disappearance of the settlers would leave behind an enduring enigma, a story lost to the shadows of history. In 1590, John White, the colony's governor, returned from a supply trip to England to find Roanoke deserted. The sight that greeted him was nothing short of a nightmare. The settlement, which had once been a bustling hub of activity, was now eerily silent and devoid of life. The once bustling settlement was eerily silent. The air was thick with an unsettling stillness, broken only by the occasional creak of wooden structures swaying in the wind. Houses stood empty, their doors swinging open as if beckoning him inside. It was as if the inhabitants had vanished into thin air, leaving behind their homes and belongings. Crops withered in the fields, untended. The once fertile land now lay barren, a stark reminder of the life that had once thrived there. The only clue to the colonists' whereabouts was a single chilling word carved into a post-Croatoan. This cryptic message only deepened the mystery. White, his heart pounding in his chest, searched frantically for any sign of his family and fellow colonists. He called out their names, his voice echoing through the empty streets. His daughter Eleanor and granddaughter Virginia Dare, the first English child born in the New World, were among the missing. The thought of their fate weighed heavily on his mind. The search, hampered by bad weather and dwindling supplies, proved fruitless. Days turned into weeks, and hope began to fade. White, defeated and heartbroken, was forced to return to England, leaving behind a haunting silence and a mystery that would echo through the centuries. The fate of the Roanoke colonists remains one of history's greatest unsolved mysteries. What became of the lost colonists of Roanoke? Over 400 years later, their disappearance remains one of history's most perplexing enigmas. Theories abound, each more intriguing and more unsettling than the last. Did the colonists fall victim to a hostile native tribe, their existence wiped clean from the annals of history? Or did they succumb to disease, starvation, or some other natural disaster, their remains swallowed by the unforgiving wilderness? Some whisper of a different fate, one of assimilation. Could the colonists, desperate and facing insurmountable odds, have abandoned their settlement and sought refuge with the friendly Croatoan tribe, their name etched into that wooden post as a desperate plea for help or a final message of hope? The possibility, while tantalizing, remains unproven. The sands of time have done little to unravel the mystery of Roanoke. Archaeological digs have uncovered tantalizing clues, fragments of pottery, tools, and even human remains. But these whispers from the past have only deepened the enigma, offering no definitive answers, only more questions. The lost colony of Roanoke continues to captivate our imaginations, a stark reminder of the fragility of life and the enduring power of the unknown. The story of Roanoke is a cautionary tale, a reminder that even the grandest dreams can be swallowed by the unforgiving wilderness. It speaks to the enduring power of hope in the face of adversity, and the haunting mystery of those who vanished without a trace, leaving behind only whispers in the wind. As we stand on the shores of Roanoke Island today, wind whipping at our faces, we can't help but feel a sense of unease, a shiver down our spines. The ghosts of the past seem to linger here, their presence felt in the rustling leaves and the crashing waves. The mystery of their disappearance continues to beckon us, challenging us to unlock the secrets of that fateful summer. Will we ever know what truly happened to the lost colonists of Roanoke? Did they find refuge, their lineage woven into the fabric of a new world? Or did they meet a more tragic end, their dreams swallowed by the very land they sought to tame? Perhaps the answer, like the island itself, remains shrouded in mist, forever lost to the relentless march of time.